Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. We are going to be playing with, testing, trying out the brand new Huda Beauty Loose Setting Powder. This is her Easy Bake powder. This comes in 8 different shades. It's $34. I ordered this off of the Sephora website. According to the Sephora website, I see here that this is supposed to be in stores as of the 20th of July. So you'll be able to go ahead and purchase this in the Sephora store. So again, this comes in 8 different shades. I picked up mine in the shade Pound Cake. This is described as being good for fair, light, medium, and tan skin tones. Golden undertones will brighten and disguise under eye darkness. So you get 0.71 ounces of powder in this package here. Now the Laura Mercier setting powder, I believe, is $38 and you get a full ounce. Just to kind of give you a comparison there, you're getting slightly less in this and you are paying slightly less for the powder. It has really cute packaging here. On the back, you just got a list of ingredients, tells you the weight, and then if you open it up here, it tells you how to bake. So it says baking made easy, which is actually kind of cute. It gives you a 3-step instruction on how to get flawless under eyes and contour. And then on the inside here, it says freshly baked. So here is what the packaging looks like. You've got the square packaging here. On the back, it actually has a little face sheet here that actually tells you where you can apply it and how to, and then the 3 steps again. And then it'll tell you the color name, which I got Pound Cake. Here's a closer look of the packaging here. And the back. And then you can see the product inside. So open it up. You've got this little protective cover on here. Woo! And it does have a kind of like mesh net on the inside here that actually protects the powder and keeps it from getting super messy. I'm assuming that in shipping, this probably got knocked around a lot and now I have a ton of powder sitting on top of the net here, but I don't mind that. If you have ever experienced the Huda Beauty foundation, the faux filter foundation, it has a very specific florally type scent. I can't really describe it, but this powder smells the same. If you are super sensitive to fragrance, steer clear of this because holy smokes, is this fragranced. I don't mind the scent, but some might not like it so much. The main ingredient in this as well is talc. So if you are sensitive to that ingredient, this is also something that you might want to avoid. So we're just gonna go ahead and apply this. I have my Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is my favorite concealer right now. We will apply some to the under eyes, down the nose, prep the eyelids, and then we will bake, which is something that I don't do a whole lot. I don't know what it is. I just don't bake a whole lot, but today's a different story. For the purpose of testing out this product, maybe this will make me like baking it. I don't know, but we will see. I also don't heavily conceal under my under eyes either. Sometimes I like to go full glam and really drag that highlighting concealer down, but I feel like it gets cakey really quick, especially if you have drier skin. So I prefer to just apply it to the corners of my eyes, work my way out, drag it down a bit, and then bring it up onto the lid to prep for shadow. So we can still bake regardless. This is supposed to give you a flawless, poreless complexion. So we're gonna go ahead and highlight down the nose. I always have to highlight or conceal down my nose because foundation doesn't like to stick on my nose. And we'll go ahead and do a little bit on the chin as well, just to brighten things up a bit. That concealer blends out so beautifully. I love it so much. All right, so I'm going to take a kind of baking sponge here. I'm going to dip right into the product. Make sure I don't have any creasing, although with this concealer, I typically don't. Press this into the skin. I guess, like I said, I'm not used to baking. I need to pick up quite a bit of powder and really set that in there. Whoo, there we go. So this appears to be very finely milled. It's very soft powder. Tip, before you bake or before you set under your under eyes, make sure you don't have any creasing. Otherwise, you're pretty much going to be setting those creases in. If you have drier skin, use a dampened sponge like this when you set your powder because it'll keep it, in my opinion, from looking actually cakey. Am I the only one who thinks, and I just got powder in my brow, am I the only one who thinks of Easy Bake Oven when they hear Easy Bake Setting Powder? because I totally do. Okay, this is kind of chunking up on my face. Weird. We're gonna bake down the nose. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my eye makeup, and then after I am done, we will dust away this bake, and then we will see how this is working out. I will be right back. All right, you guys, so I finished putting on my makeup. I have a couple of thoughts already, first impressions. This is actually kind of a cakey powder. To be honest with you, for me, I already am not a huge fan of baking, but putting that aside, this felt very thick under the under eyes. It brushed away with ease. It didn't leave any white cast or anything like that. It did set. However, I don't see a ton of brightening going on per se. And when I put it on my nose, I can honestly say that I feel like it kind of exaggerated my pores a bit, which, to be honest, I don't really experience that with a whole lot, even with foundations or the other setting powders. I want to kind of zoom you guys in a bit just so you could kind of see. I do like it applied as just a finishing powder with a brush. So I took, where is it? My big giant fluffy Morphe. This is my E41, dipped it in there, swirled it into the cap and tapped off the excess and kind of went like this all over the face with it. I preferred it so far for more of something like that, setting the face. I felt like it set things nicely, made my face look pretty flawless. Maybe I need to actually apply this with a brush under the under eyes. That would be something else that I can try. But for the sake of this, I wanted to use a sponge and apply my setting powder just like I would any other time under my eyes. So I will go ahead and wear this throughout the day, see how it goes. I don't want to write it off just yet because maybe once it actually sinks into the skin, it might look a little bit better. That's typically the case with makeup. So we will wear it throughout the day. Right now, what time is it? It is 9:23 a.m. I am headed off to work. I'll probably check in with you guys around 7:30ish or something like that, and then we can see how this goes. So I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, you guys, so I am back. It is now 8 p.m. As you can see, I have been wearing this for, I want to say it's just over 11 hours now. So I have not done anything to touch up my makeup at all today. How I put it on this morning is exactly how I wore it, and this is it right here. I definitely have some thoughts about the Huda Beauty Easy Bake setting powder. First things first, just to recap, I'm not a huge fan of baking to begin with, but this felt a little bit heavy on my under eyes initially. I did prefer actually applying it with a brush to the rest of my face. So I think next time I apply this or try this, I might use a brush like this Luxie one right here and actually pick up the product and then pack it under the eyes to apply it that way. It was just a little bit too heavy using the dampened sponge to do that. I do feel like also with the sponge, when I pressed it into my nose, it actually exaggerated my pores. But again, when I dipped back in with the brush and then applied it and buffed it this way, I didn't see any of that. So using a brush, at least for me with this formula, is going to be my choice as far as how I apply this. I have absolutely zero creasing on my under eyes. That is huge. I normally crease like crazy on my under eyes, no matter what concealer I use. Up until now, it didn't matter what powder I used. Looking in the mirror right now, I'm actually shocked that my concealer has not broken up or creased at all. So even though it laid on a little bit heavy initially, it still did the job. My makeup stayed in place pretty good, I would say. I mean, like I said, for wearing this face of makeup for 11 hours or 10 hours or so, however long it was, this is pretty impressive. I'm a little bit oily right here, but that doesn't surprise me. Again, this time of year when the humidity is just up there a little bit where I live, I tend to get oily, but not even here in my nose. It's just like right here, which again is still a win. So overall thoughts, I actually think that this is a pretty solid setting powder. Actually one of the best, if not the best I've ever tried for setting the under eyes, considering the fact that I don't have any creasing and my foundation has not broken up at all. So these two together, the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer and setting it with this Huda Beauty powder, that is a match made in heaven. Let's just go ahead and touch up a bit. Again, I do want to mention, if you missed it in the beginning part of the video, this is very fragranced. So if you are sensitive to that, you're probably not going to be a huge fan of this. Let me just buff this onto the forehead. So as you can see, It does really good at blotting as well and just setting down some of that oil that I have, that excess oil. So I'm definitely going to continue to play with this, continue to use it. I would say I did a pretty thorough wear test today. I am actually very impressed with it despite my initial first impressions. It did set into the face quite beautifully, and again, I do feel like it did extend the life of my makeup quite a bit compared to most setting powders, or I should say setting powders or loose translucent powders that I have tried. I love that it comes in a ton of different shades, different undertones, which is kind of rare for a translucent powder that you can bake with, or even a tinted powder. I think that is fantastic. The price point isn't bad. It's up there, but it's not out of this world crazy. You do get a little bit less powder compared to its competitors, which again is totally fine. That's still a crap ton of powder, and a little bit of this goes a long way. So let me know in the comments down below if you plan on trying this powder out. Have you tried it already? I would love to hear your thoughts. I just got the Norvina palette in the mail today. I just got home from work. My fiance brought it in from the front porch where the FedEx guy left it, and it was sitting in the dining room right on my coffee table waiting for me. The shades are stunning. I cannot wait to review that for you guys. So stay tuned. That review is coming here shortly. I'm hoping to have it up tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure. It might be Monday. We'll see. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. As always, give this video a huge thumbs up if you like it, share it, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Be sure to hit that bell button if you're already subscribed to my channel and you notice that you're not getting my notifications. That is why. Just a little bit to throw that out there. Unless you hit that bell button and you hit all, you're not going to really get my notifications in your subscriber tab on YouTube. So I would love it if you would do that. I would appreciate it so much. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Love you, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye. I have popcorn all in my teeth. That is not a cute look. My Botox needs to totally set in, otherwise my left eyebrow is going to continue to move more than it should.